Welcome back to Family and Fit, where we talk fitness and how to integrate in your busy lifestyle. Good morning, y'all. Today is the first day of the cut. Not really looking forward to it. The bulk has been nice. Not having to worry about counting my calories too much has been nice. Last couple months of the bulk got sloppy, but hey, it is what it is. So I'll just take y'all through my first day of a cut. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know ahead of time that I did not plan very well. Overall, didn't have meals in place, did not really meal prep it the way I should have. Even though I did meal prep some meals, I didn't actually prep them out into Tupperwares and divvy them out so that way I know the macros for each portion that I'm eating. So now it's kind of randomized and other people have gotten into it and eaten it, so it's kind of hard to divide it and know exactly how much people have eaten. So it's kind of going to be like a guesstimation thing as far as that goes, which I really dislike. Being this early in the cut, I'm not too worried about it. But later down the road, I'll definitely have to be more concerned with stuff like that. That is going to be kind of a cool thing about today. Being that things are not planned out very well, I'm just going to kind of have to wing this day because I'm not going to let this cut be an epic fail. This cut is going to go well. Today's cutting is going to go well. We'll go ahead and start off by taking y'all to the scale real quick. We actually just got a new scale for this cut, and it's the Bodyweight Cardio Plus or something like that by Nokia. Watched a lot of reviews online about the scale. I plan on reviewing it myself. I've reviewed a bunch of other scales, and this happened to be like one of the best ones. It links up with a bunch of different apps and all that good stuff. You just have to hit that cellular button so that way you can see that video about me reviewing that thing. So let's go ahead and weigh this thing in. If I can't hold the camera and weigh in, then I might have to do a screenshot because that's really cool. This is a smart scale, so it will link up with my phone and track all the different data, which is super sweet. That's the primary reason why I got it. I don't really care the fact that it's a smart scale. I just like the fact that it's tracking everything for me, which I guess is what makes it a smart scale. But being that it's going to track all my weights for me, I don't even have to worry about writing any of them down. It just automatically documents them all for me. That's a major plus because I can just run in the morning, jump on this thing, and just keep moving. I don't even have to look at the number. If I'm feeling like depressed and like not good about my overall progress, I can just close my eyes, jump on the scale, and then go about my day and not have to worry about what the number actually says, yet still be able to track it, because temporarily I might be upset about it because like it don't look like I'm dropping weight, but I might switch up something like my fats and carbs, and then boom, it drops a significant pound or two over the course of like a day or so. I'm going to jump up on this thing. I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of my phone. I'm going to look up the app and I'm going to screenshot it so that way I can send it to you guys. I actually had to get on that scale a second time and weigh. So whenever you've seen the weight change, it said 0 pounds. So that's because I just weighed myself before I shot this because I kind of forgot to hit the record button. But is what it is. Take a screenshot of that because it said that I dropped down 1.1 pounds, I believe, and that's just because I fluctuate weight pretty dramatically between night and morning. So like at night, I think it said 1.1. I weighed in at 157, and to be honest, I don't think I've weighed in at 157 for like a minute now. So even though my cut has officially started today, the course of this past like 2 weeks, I've still been intuitively eating, but I haven't been bulking and I haven't been cutting. I've been trying to hone in on just like watching my body and just eating a little bit lighter because I knew the cut was coming up and I knew that my bulk got a little bit sloppy. So I wanted to hone things back in and get my diet back on track, start eating leaner, and just getting more accustomed to eating those types of foods, having those foods in my house. And I think it's definitely paid off. Just doing that alone, it looks like I've kind of dropped like a pound or so, because I was weighing in at like 160. If I'm not mistaken, my highest weigh-in was like 162 or something like that. But so you can see right there, that's a 5 pound difference between 162 and the 157. I think I may have actually lost like a pound or so, but I think last night at some point in time I may have weighed 160. That's a 3 pound fluctuation, and that's just because of my water weight and whatnot. And another thing to keep in mind is this scale down here, it's not going to be 100% accurate. Like it'll say I'm 20% body fat and then 19% body fat and then 21% body fat and then 18% body fat, and then I have 19 pounds of muscle and then 20 pounds of muscle and 21 pounds of muscle and then 118 pounds of muscle. So it's all over the place kind of, but it just gives you a good reference, and the fact that it's tracking it for you, you can really see, especially as you go into your diet and you're really starting to drop those pounds off, You can just get a good reference of what's going on with your body. And even if the data is not super good for this cut, it's going to be relative to me. So next time I go into a cut, I'm going to have all this information, all this data, and I'm going to be able to utilize that and compare that to my next cut that I do, so that when I'm at certain body weights, if it's saying that my lean muscle mass on average is higher, then it's highly likely it did go up the amount that it's saying it went up. It may be off. It may not be accurate to what it actually is. It is going to be somewhat accurate to you and how much that your numbers fluctuate. So whereas the nominal number may not be accurate, but if it goes up a pound or two, it's probably pretty accurate. The issue is with body fat percentage. If you're losing or gaining weight, if you're losing body fat, that may mess with the math that the scale does, like the algorithm or whatever that it runs to pull in that information. That might be manipulated, because if you have a lower body fat, and the way that it goes about testing how much muscle mass you have on your body, it can be affected by the amount of body fat that you have, and it may not be as accurate at certain body fat levels. So we're going to go ahead and run downstairs real quick. Alright guys, so if you're subscribed to the channel, you already know that I make a coffee protein shake every morning before work. But that's going to change today. Here's what we're going to be doing instead. Got us here some high quality H2O. I got some water. So, I'm going to be starting my day off and continuing my entire day drinking way more water than I normally do. And the reason why I'm going to start consuming more water now than I have in my bulk is mainly because I want to make sure that I'm not getting hungry or feeling the sensations of hunger whenever I'm not actually hungry and I'm just thirsty. So a lot of times you'll hear people say that, oh, you're not really hungry, you're just thirsty, you need to drink something. Well, if you stay continually hydrated throughout the day and keep on refreshing yourself, then you're going to remove any false hungers that you may get from being thirsty. And that's a major deal to me, because I'm really bad about having hunger. I think I acquire food addiction very easily. One of the things that I love to do as soon as I go into a cut is I love to intermittent fast, because that's the first time I ever realized that I had a food addiction. Is I intermittent fasted, and at that point in time, whenever I was sitting 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., incrementally through the days as they passed, I just realized how much of an urge I had to eat and how much hunger drove me. And then when I would have my first meal, I'd just crash in hella food, and it'd just be ridiculous. I'd come home from work and I would just crash hella, because I would do intermittent fasting. So I'd eat my lunch at noon, and generally I'd do 250 calories or something like that, and then I'd come home maybe 500 calories depending on the day. And then I'll come home and I'll have a whole 1,000 calories I can consume. Well, I would almost always consume at least 800 of those calories right off the bat, and as soon as I walk in the door, and then maybe just save a couple hundred extra calories for going to bed. Now, I'm not personally too worried about intermittent fasting and where my window is. I'm utilizing it as a tool to keep my calories low in the beginning of the day, so that way when I come home from work, I have more calories to work with. I do believe in a lot of the health benefits of intermittent fasting. I do not necessarily believe in a lot of the extra fat loss benefits of intermittent fasting. I believe it's just a very good tool and can be very useful for a lot of people with the whole helping you realize and conquer hunger addiction, and also to help you just push your calories out further in the day, so that way at the end of the day, if you're like me and like to eat a lot at the end of the day, you don't completely screw up your diet. You have a lot of calories still to go. Haven't told you guys this yet. I'll probably go ahead and put a screenshot somewhere right in here. I'm going to be consuming 1,500 calories a day to start off with, just to see how my progression goes. I'm not too worried about necessarily losing weight too fast. I think that puts me at 2 pounds a week, and I definitely want to go with that for now. I might taper back, and if I do taper back, I'll probably end up doing something I'll do a refeed day, where it's a cheat day or whatever, and I consume back to maintenance again, and then I'll drop back down to maybe 1,700 calories if I don't stick with this 1,500 calories. We'll see. I might even drop it down to 14. I might go up to 16, but I just want to see how my body's going to react to the 1,500 calories right off the bat. I do believe that you want to start off higher and move lower, But I also think that if you do start off lower than what you plan on dieting through the entire diet, it's a good idea to do like a refeed day, so that way you get all this effect from being in a deep deficit, and then if you just immediately switch to doing less of a deficit, your body may just not want to lose any fat at all because it was already adapted to this lower caloric intake. And so therefore it's like, oh, it's only 250 calories, we don't need to lose any weight. Which over time, yes, you probably will lose weight, but you'll have hormonal issues and you'll get to like sticking points where you may not see the scale go down for a whole week, 2 weeks, something crazy like that. And at that point, you might have to adjust stuff like your carbs, fats, whatever. I don't want to keep rambling on about different things. I am going to be taking this with me just so I have it with me because I don't know what's going on today. I don't ever know what's going on today because of my job the way it is. Sometimes I'm in the office, sometimes I'm out in the field. I just never know. Sometimes I'm in the office half the day, sometimes I'm out in the field half the day. Sometimes I'm gone all day. Who knows? Who knows? But you make yourself prepared. So definitely purchase yourself some protein shakes. Make sure you're getting a protein shake that's high in protein and low in calories. So we're looking at 160 calories for 30 grams of protein. I'm essentially going to break my fast with one of these and my coffee drink. You want to keep one of these with you or a couple of these with you because protein is one of the hardest sources to get in, and you may not want to be using your last meal of the day trying to get in your protein with these. And I'll show you how I utilize these throughout the day. I'm also going to take some uncured ham with me. I know I have some lunch meat at work. I don't remember how much, but I just want to make sure I keep my proteins high, and that's super important to me because, like I said, it's the hardest macro to hit, and I may not want to eat nothing but meat later on. I may want to eat something that's a little bit more satiating, like a chocolate bar or something. So I'm going to go ahead and head up out this thing, get my butt moving, get to work because I'm probably running late because I'm always running late. All right, guys. So I just stopped in the store to grab a few staple foods that I can take to work with me. As I said before, I was kind of ill-prepared going into this cut, so I just want to make sure I have some things on hand that I can at least get by through today. It's Friday, and just essentially start my next week off pretty well. So first thing I got is definitely not a healthy thing, but it's going to be like kind of like my snack. So I got some, blazing Doritos, but I got some other things to kind of like balance that out. So I got the fat-free cottage cheese. This is always a good source. We got 80 calories for 13 grams of protein, which is super solid. Got some roast beef. Now, I was going to get a lot more of this, but something that's kind of weird is this. I shopped at Rulers today, and Rulers marketing is not as good as like Aldi's, and just the packaging looks so much nicer, whereas Rulers feels more poverty-ish. And on top of that, it's like some of the stuff, like if you want to get the higher end stuff, like that Aldi's has, like the no nitrate meat, like this has nitrates in it probably, and it's for like the exact same price, and the packaging sucks. So it's like, why would I go this route versus just stopping by Aldi's, getting the non-nitrate meat, and getting it for the same price, and have a better looking packaging to go along with it. Grab some apples, just because I want to keep my micronutrients up, and they're a nice little quick snack. It's really easy when you go into a cut that you start lacking in your micronutrients because you're just not consuming as much macros. So therefore, there's not as many micros to go along with it unless you're eating more micro-dense foods. Another thing of cottage cheese. This is some uncured black forest ham. It says it don't have any preservatives, so this would be like kind of like the equivalent of what Aldi's has. But the packaging, there's a lot smaller. Like, you would get double this amount of meat for the exact same price. So this is their Simply Truth that Rulers has. It's actually has pretty good traits about it. If you pick up the Simply Truth, other than like the fat, other than the macros being messed up on it, it's generally going to be a pretty healthy option. Then I grabbed some chicken wing sauce, 0 calorie, and some deli mustard, 5 calories. But be careful on stuff like this because this is 5 calories per teaspoon, which is like a dot pretty much. And I'm probably going to use like a tablespoon. So you're looking at, I don't know what that is, maybe like 20 calories or something like that I'm going to be putting on this. And this other one here says 0 calories. But if something is lower than 5 calories per serving, they can put 0 calories on it. So it could be 4 calories per serving, and they can put 0 calories. So if we just said that it was 4 calories, and then I use that tablespoon, now I'm taking in 16 calories. It may not be much, but especially when it gets lower into the cut, Or if you use a lot of this stuff, like maybe you're using 2, 3, 4 tablespoons worth of this stuff, and you're just like, oh, it's 0 calorie, I can eat as much as I want. Well, that's not necessarily true, and that's something that could be messing up your entire diet. Alright guys, so I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what I had going on, what I got at the grocery store, and kind of how I'm going to go about executing this thing. I'll catch y'all in a little bit. Alright y'all, so it is now currently 10:40 a.m. I just finished drinking my protein coffee. I finished drinking my protein coffee at 10 a.m., but I wasn't even planning on starting to drink it until 10 a.m., but what happened was I made the coffee before I came to my office about 9:30, just so that way I didn't have to get back up out of my desk and I could just continue working, and it ought to be ready for me to drink. Well, guess what? I subconsciously started drinking the coffee before I got back to my office. So I was like almost halfway gone before I even sat down. Those things don't last, and it's not that big of a deal, but I just thought it was something that was kind of funny. And the only reason why I'm waiting and trying to stretch it out is so that way, essentially, I finish it soon or finish it later. So that way, towards the end of the day, I have more calories in me and I don't feel as hungry. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work, guys, and I'll catch y'all at lunch. Alright, guys, so we got the first meal of the day here. The first solid meal, that is. Boom. This is lunch here. It is currently 12:22 p.m. So what we got here is like 12 Doritos, like 135 calories. This is that uncured ham, the better like Simply Truth or whatever it is brand. So this one's the higher quality of the two. I put some of that hot sauce that I was talking about on here, and it is really like a hot sauce, so it probably is 0 calorie, probably pretty high in sodium. I didn't look at it, but it is probably 0 calories because it tastes just like a regular like Frank's hot sauce or something. This right here is super high in calories. It's like 15 calories per teaspoon, and I probably have at least 3 teaspoons on there. So I calculated it at like 57 calories. So that kind of wasn't worth it, but I threw it away after I used it, just because it's like the last time I'm gonna use it, and it don't really taste all that great. It's like a horseradish type of like a Dijon mustard, but different. So like it's just really not worth it. I don't understand why it's so high in calories. Maybe they overjudged it. Not quite sure. I'm gonna go ahead and crash this thing, watch me a YouTube video, because like that's what I do, and I'll catch y'all at dinner or when I eat again. But I'd like to say that I'm actually not really hungry right now, which is kind of surprising. But also I ate kind of moderately yesterday. So generally what I'll notice when I eat a lot, especially at night, I wake up starving. I don't know if it's because my metabolism runs more at night when I eat at night, but I'll wake up like starving in the mornings. A lot of times if I don't eat, I'll just get over it and I won't feel that hungry later. And I was researching some stuff the other day, and ghrelin, which is the hormone that makes you feel hungry, it actually comes in spikes, so it'll come and it'll go, which is why sometimes if you get distracted, you can be super hungry, get distracted, and then not be hungry anymore. That's just a little tip right there for you. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and crash this thing. I'll catch you on a bit. Alright guys, so we're here eating a pre-dinner meal, or I'll put a screenshot of everything I ate today, or from MyFitnessPal. But this meal here is about 430 calories. And essentially it's the turkey loaf that we did on our Poverty Meal Prep 001 Super Bowl edition. That video should already be up by now. But yeah, so this is the meal prep that we did. And I'm going to eat this here. There's 30 calories of ketchup here. It's the low sugar ketchup, and it's definitely the way to go. Just because it is a lot less in calories. It's at least half in calories. So definitely something you want to do if you're in a cut. And I do it all the time. I try not to waste my calories on stuff like this less calorie or low calorie ketchup. It's like, why not? Some low calorie stuff sucks, like some of the low calorie syrups and dressings and stuff out there suck. But this is actually pretty decent, and you really can't tell the difference. So this thing works for me. So this is 440 calories, 430 calories.
and I have 657 calories left for the day. So I'll eat one more solid meal. Maybe even throw in like something like an apple, or I'll eat some strawberries. Something a little bit more voluminous, maybe some vegetables. That's probably what I'll do, something along those lines. But I'll definitely throw in something that's really voluminous. That way I can go ahead and like get a nice full filling for the day. So far, I haven't really felt too hungry. I'm not even really all that hungry now. It's just part of my routine to kind of come home and eat. I could really stretch this out and not eat till later, but the fat guy inside of me is crying out to eat, so that's what we're going to do real quick. I'll catch y'all at the next meal. Alright guys, so we got the final meal here for the day. Now, this is a little bit of an odd meal here, but guess what? I don't really care. I eat the way that I want to eat, and I'll tell you why I chose what I chose. So, I got some greens on each one of these here plates. Got some peas, got some asparagus. For the peas and the asparagus, the main reason why I went with this is because it's a voluminous food. Matter of fact, the reason why I went with all of this food is because it's a voluminous food. I want to get some micronutrients, so I went with the two sets of greens. I put in artificial sweetener and salt on the peas and the salt on the asparagus. For this, it is non-fat plain Greek yogurt, so I can boost my proteins up for the day. About 40 grams of protein in there. Let me check for you guys right quick. This snack here is 406 calories, 47 grams of protein, 52 carbs. Now that includes the strawberries, the bananas, and the Greek yogurt as well. And I also put the artificial sweetener on here because Greek yogurt by itself, plain non-fat Greek yogurt, is kind of whack, don't really taste too good. But you put artificial sweetener in it along with some fruits, it makes the difference in the world. And if you do one other tip, this is a pro tip, but I wasn't prepared for today. And that pro tip is to mix your fruit in there the day before and your artificial sweetener, because what will happen is your fruit will bleed into the yogurt and it'll just taste hella better, and it'll actually look more appetizing, because like if you stir it up after it's just stir it up a little bit, you'll see like swirls of like the red strawberries and like a little bit of like the yellow from the banana. Different fruits, do a little bit better at that. Also, sometimes I'll throw in some dried fruit. It's a good way to have fruit in your diet and not have to worry about it going bad. Is I'll throw in some dried fruit with it, mix it up. I'll try to get dried fruit that don't have any like sugars on it at all, like it raw, just nothing but dry. And when it sits in that yogurt overnight, it'll bring itself back to life. If you do that method with the dry fruit, you want to add just a little bit of water or milk to the yogurt and then mix that up in there, because it will absorb so much liquid from the yogurt that it'll just be like too pasty when you go to eat it and won't be as appealing. I ate 1,499 calories today. Yeah. Give or take one or two. So I hit my 1,500 calorie goal for the day. This meal right here is going to wrap it up for me. So a couple things that you didn't see me do on video that I'd like to just disclose is I drank a Diet Mountain Dew, a Diet Coke, took a Hydroxycut supplement for the energy only. I do not promote any type of weight loss supplement as a weight loss supplement, but a lot of the weight loss supplements are a cheap way to get in caffeine and energy. So I do take that. Some of them do have some other blends of chemicals that have been shown to be good for muscle retention, but almost none of them are good at fat loss. And then I also consume like a knockoff Red Bull type of thing, 0 calorie. All those beverages are 0 calorie. I pretty much will not consume any liquid calories, even in a bulk. It's just not my cup of tea. So let me know if you found this video useful, and hit that subular button if you want to see more videos like this. We also have the Poverty Meal Prep series where we cook these meals for you and give you a demonstration of how to go about cooking them. We also are doing the summer shredding, where we're going to show y'all our physique every week, and we're going to go about and just let you know different progress tips and whatnot. This is kind of just a vlog style video where I just kind of try to take you guys through my day, and it's kind of just winging it, a little bit more free form, whereas those videos we're going to attempt to make them a little bit more structured. So guys, thank you if you stuck around till the end. Hit that subular button and that notification bell so that way your phone goes ding-a-ling-a-ling whenever we upload a video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Don't click off just yet. So I just want to give y'all an update after I ate that. I am so freaking stuffed. Ugh. I'm like almost miserably stuffed. This is a good thing. It's just the first day of the cut though, so I highly anticipate that the further days, even if I ate the same meal, I wouldn't feel as full because at the beginning of this meal I didn't feel. I'm not recording here. Nothing. Because at the beginning of this meal, because at the beginning of this meal I really was not all that hungry anyway, so therefore I would be fuller after I eat. But I'll keep eating stuff like this, guys, and I'll keep showing y'all guys some tips and tricks and let you know how meals like this, how I'm feeling, my hunger and whatnot. I think that's one of the most valuable things because you can only gain these through experience or somebody else's experiences. So just me kind of like documenting how I feel on a daily basis. It's going to be very, very valuable for you guys. So yeah, hopefully I catch y'all in the next video. Peace.
Peace.